What would your business look like if you're able to gain more energy and get more done by focusing on what it is that you're absolutely the best at? We're going to talk a little bit about that with a special episode today, a little nugget from our 30-day REI Action Challenge. You're going to love this. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, welcome back to the Investor Mindset. Grateful to have you here. If you're just joining us, I have to encourage you to make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you are just joining us, I really encourage you to drop a 5-star review on iTunes. Makes the biggest difference. And most importantly, it helps us reach more people to make a bigger impact on the world. So grateful for that. Definitely appreciate you being here. In today's episode, we've got something really fantastic. And of course, you know the 30-day REI Action Challenge is a 30-day program where step by step, I walk you through exactly how to set clear goals, how to create that action plan, and most importantly, how to build the daily momentum so that you can consistently take action and, as a part of the process, start to build the habits that actually get you where you want to go. The most important part of this program is that through the process, you start to actually act and start doing the things that you know you should be doing in your business, but for some reason, the whirlwind of the day-to-day has been getting in the way. And not anymore. It's very simple, where we're going to be diving in to an understanding and an overview about how do you figure out what gives you more energy. You know, after you've got that action plan, after you've figured out what your goals are, after you've created some compelling reasons why, and once you've figured out those most important things, and you're starting to take action, you're starting to do the right thing on a regular basis, starting building that into a habit, it's so critical that we make sure we remove the things from our life that are taking away energy and start focusing on the skills and our natural abilities and the items that actually get you where you want to go. And if you're interested in learning more about this, head over to the investormindset.com/challenge. That's the investormindset.com/challenge, and you can dive into more information. Let's get directly into this episode. Got another great day ahead of us today. And today what we're going to be diving into and focusing in on is understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, understanding exactly what goes into figuring out what is it that you're the best at. What are the skills that you're the best at, the things that you can learn and improve on? What are your natural abilities, the things that you're born naturally good at, the things that just come to you? And of course, finally, what gives you energy? What gives you energy? These are absolutely critical to understand. And so often than not, when I'm talking with new clients, when I'm talking with new investors, when I'm talking with experienced investors, some people just don't know what exactly their strengths are. Some people don't know exactly what gives them energy. And it's so critical for us to understand it. So starting at the back and moving to the front. So starting with energy. What gives you energy? When we can figure out what gives us energy, we can decide and determine what is actually going to fill our cup by doing that action versus what is going to take it away. We might be absolutely phenomenal and fantastic at a specific skill, but if we are not being energized by it, then we have such a limited amount of resources that we can actually execute when we're going forth and doing that task. So it's so critical to understand what is it that gives you energy. And I'm going to walk through a process here in just a second that kind of outlines exactly how do we go about figuring out what gives us energy, and then how do we do more of those tasks. The next thing is understanding what is your unique ability. You know, when we were born and as we're growing up, we're developing our personalities, we're developing our characteristics, and there's specific things that we end up just naturally being good at. For you, maybe that is a natural ability, an understanding of finances and numbers. Your brain just goes directly into that logical format to start thinking through things in a very detailed orientation type way. Or maybe you happen to be the kind of person who is naturally just good at talking to others, who the ability to communicate and connect and build rapport and instantly start a conversation out of thin air. Maybe that is where you fall into. These are also skills that you can develop, but for some of us, it's a natural ability, which means it's something, no matter how hard we work at developing it, it's something that just came to us. It's something that we're naturally good at. And it's so critical for us to understand this because we want to spend more of our time doing things that are in our natural abilities so that we can make sure that we're getting the most out of life and getting the most out of our skill set. And that, of course, leads us into our skill set. The skills that we're the best at, the things that we have developed and understanding and expertise in. This can be things which also can go back to sales, which also can go back to finance, which can go back to creativity and other specific actions within marketing or different departments or areas. But when it comes to a skill is something that is developed, that is honed. You've taken the time to focus in on that natural ability or that weakness, and you've decided that I am going to learn everything that it takes, and I'm going to practice this over and over again until I have an expert skill set at it. You might be naturally good at communicating others. You might be naturally good at understanding and how to start up and spark up a conversation. But until you've developed the skill for sales, until you've developed the process and the understanding about how to lay out something that's meaningful and walk somebody through that process, you're not going to become an expert. You might be naturally born with it, but you've got to develop that into a skill. The same thing goes with, having phenomenal understanding of math and being able to think in that kind of way and process. You've got to develop that skill of being able to take that natural ability and bring that into the world of finance or the world of accounting or the world of math, and being able to take those natural abilities and build them into an expert skill set. So how do we go about figuring out what gives us energy? How do we figure out what our natural ability is? How do we figure out what are some of our key skills and what are some of the areas we want to grow in? Well, so the exact process I want you to follow is very simple. I want you to take out a piece of paper and I want you to draw a line down the middle and separate the two halves. If you want to go horizontal, sometimes that'll give you a little bit more space to work with. And what you're going to actually do is you're going to spend a little bit of time outlining what are all the activities that when you do give you energy? What are all the activities that when you take the time to do them, leaves you feeling more energized? And then I want you to do exactly the same thing, but I want you to outline all of the activities on the other side that drain your energy, And I want you to focus in on which of those activities that give you energy you have the highest skills in, that you absolutely love doing, that you're phenomenal at. I want you to put a star next to those. And I want you to go over to this list that you've now created of the items that drain energy. And I want you to circle the 1 or 2 or 3 of those items that you're spending the most time on, or that are draining the energy at the absolute highest level, or the ones that you can quickly and easily remove from your list and delegate out to someone else or pass off to a client or a vendor or something like that. So I want you to actually sit down and create this list, understand what are the tasks and actions that give you energy and which ones take it away. And I want you to commit to yourself which specific ones that take away energy am I committed to stopping doing between the next 1 to 3 months. And when at the very bottom of this page, I want you to write down those activities, and I want you to put a specific date that you're committed to, making sure that those are no longer a part of your daily activities. Just by doing this exercise, you're going to understand so quickly how you can spend more than 70 or 80% of your time on energy-giving activities. And by doing that, what it's going to do is going to allow you to have more energy to complete more of the actions that you want to do. And then we're going to go into the next step. Once we've gained more energy, once we've taken out some of those energy draining activities, we really want to focus in, well, what areas are our natural ability? And we've gone through that list and we've starred or circled some of them that we are both absolute experts from a skill level and which ones are a natural ability. And what I want you to do is the next step here before we part ways for the day is I want you to determine which of these are my natural ability and which ones do I have some areas to grow as far as a skill set goes. And I want you to just outline for yourself a little bullet point list of the skills that you want to develop and a couple specific ways that you want to go about developing those. So now that we're going to be removing some activities that are draining energy, I want you to replace some of that with activities that are gaining you more energy, that are giving you energy. And I want you to focus some of that extra time, effort, and energy that you have focused on building a skill, on honing one of these strengths that you have, honing one of these natural abilities and making that even better. That way you're going from 80% effectiveness to 90, and think about the kind of return you're going to get when you're doing that in something that is energy driving and energy filling. So that is your mission for today. Go through, figure out exactly what those actions need to be, take the action and do it. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Wasn't that incredible? Just one little piece of a big puzzle that ends up going into what are the specific steps that are going to help you get more out of the life that you're living? How are you going to take more action in your real estate business? How are you going to actually go and do the things and implement the strategies that you've been learning? Well, this is a process that you can actually implement today, and I hope that you found some value here. If you're looking to take that to another level, I encourage you to definitely check out the 30-day challenge. You can do that at theinvestormindset.com/challenge. I encourage you to go take some action and head on over there and join us. And as soon as you do, you'll get the first episode, the first email from me, and you can jump right into it and start training starting today. So I challenge you to step into the challenge, and I look forward to seeing you in there. Thank you for listening to the Investor Mindset Podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure to rate, review, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Head over to theinvestormindset.com to join the Insider Club, where we share tools and strategies from the top investors and entrepreneurs on how to take it to the next level.